I just read chapter 5 of Atomic Habits. Today is what, my sixth day of reading a chapter a day of Atomic Habits and doing a video, posting, checking in with me, checking in with me that I read this one chapter and post a video about it, saying what I learned from that chapter and start using this in my own life. And in this chapter, it's the best way to start a new habit, which is about implementation intention and habit stacking. So those two things I definitely will be implementing, but in the previous chapter it was about like tracking your habits for the day, like your current habits for the day, and seeing what's working to improve your life and what's not working to improve your life. I must say, in the process of doing this, of reading this book, of recording videos and putting them out, it's really been like, this has really been kind of changing my brain. Because the interesting thing about this process is, me, like with me having the time to read a chapter, it gives me time to kind of process the chapter, kind of like, I wouldn't say a little bit of ruminate on it, but kind of figure out how I'm gonna make work it into my life. Figure out any like things that I'm not fully understanding. Reread the chapter, and not feel like I have to move on like immediately, but just kind of like reread that chapter, understand how I can change my habits, change my behaviors, and just have a better mindset going forward, and just kind of be a lot more structured and organized. And that's another thing about the structured and organized part. The fact that the it's almost like I'm already doing the implementation part I'm not fully doing, because I haven't set a time per like a really like specific time when I do everything. The only thing is that like I know I'm going to read a chapter of each day. I'm going to, and then after I read that chapter, I like write notes on it, or I at least get in front of the camera and say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, this is what happened, this is what's been on my mind as I read, after I read the chapter, while I'm reading the chapter, while this whole process is going on. Like, I just get in front of the camera, and basically the steps are, for each day, read a chapter and record a video on about me reading that chapter and post it. And the interesting thing about it's just been able to structure how I'm doing this process, because at least I know in each day this is the thing I'm doing, and I just need to fine tune that structure a little bit more and make it more about like, I'm gonna read at this particular time every day, and I'm gonna post the video every time at this particular time every day, so I could get a lot more fine tuned on my scheduling in that way. Where right now it's still a little loose leaf, and it's still a lot loose leaf, because I need to fine tune my sleeping habit, because my sleeping habit is way crazy off. It's like early in the morning, crazy work. Like, girl, what are we doing? Like, get it together. Like, we gotta, like, it's gotta be at night. Gotta get that bedtime, that sleep time back tonight, so that I could wake up early and kind of start my day earlier, have a lot more day to work with. And for me, honestly, I've kind of felt like daytime, morning, not even just daytime, but just like early in the morning is still like fresh energy for me. Because even if I wake up in the afternoon, it doesn't feel like fresh energy. Like, I just woke up, but it still doesn't feel like fresh energy. Like, it kind of is a little fresh, but then it's like the freshness kind of goes away really fast, and then I'm already crashing by like mid afternoon, kind of going into evening or late afternoon, like that 4 5 6 region over there. So I don't know. I'm just, and that's another thing. I'm like being so much more mindful, and I appreciate it. Like, I've already kind of been mindful before, because I'm already meditating and stuff like that. That is something that's gonna go into my list of habits. So I've already been meditating every day, but everything's just been not as structured and organized as I'd like it to be. And that is, yeah, that's part of that's baby. I'm gonna keep it 10 toes with you. I got to do quite a bit of writing, like, so, I don't know, shadow work, or just at least listing things. Like, first up, I have to. organize the list of things that I don't know, just kind of have this list of reminders of this is the kind of person that I'm striving to be, and use my habits as ways of proving to myself that I could be this person. So I have to be a committed. I want to be a person committed to the things I say I'm gonna do. I am going to be a consistent person with the things I say I'm going to do, or I'm doing, or I'm going to be more disciplined, more what is it, responsible, more reliable. All these, like, those are the words that, like, I really want to put down on a list and have them there to be reminders of, like, this is the person that you're moving towards. And like every time you do a habit, every time you wake up, you meditate, you read a book, you read a chapter, you exercise, you eat well, whatever it is. Every time you do those things, you're moving closer and closer to being this person, because you are showing you're showing your mind that's already kind of like that's not completely believing in you, wants these things but doesn't fully believe in you because they're scared to move on. I don't know. I'm personifying my brain, like baby, like my mind ain't really in here, but like she's in here. But it's still like, understanding that you're gonna be, how do we even explain that, man? Understand that, like, you're showing your brain that is fearful and scared, showing yourself constantly, like, baby, I'm not letting you down this time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the past. I'm sorry that I let you down before, but we're not gonna do that again. I'm so sorry. I'll do my best never to not even I'm doing my best. I'm not about to let you. Like I said in the last video, I want to win. I don't want to lose. I'm tired of losing. I don't want to lose. I'm not a loser. I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. Okay. I don't lose. And another thing about doing these videos and being able to watch myself back as I edit the video is I see how I think. I see how I think when I talk, but I see how I think, and because I understand I have ADHD, but I also understand how my ADHD brain is working a little bit more. And I think the process of recording a video every day and having to watch that back, there is like I've seen those videos where people talk about, like, doing a video every day. Like, the more videos you do, the faster you're getting better, the more you're trial and error and you're learning and you're improving, that 1% improvement every day. uh, the more I do it every day, the more I'm seeing how my brain works. When I was younger, I could probably still have a conversation and talk very straightforward without tangents. And it got to a point where, like, because I write and I like big, massive, expansive story ideas, I can go on a tangent about something and want to follow that lead. And I end up kind of taking that into conversations where I kind of wanted to give backstory and attributes and attribute information to other things and stuff like that. And that kind of confused the person I'm talking to, because they're like, what? Why are we talking about this other part? And I basically I confuse them and I confuse myself. So now, in watching myself back, I understand where I lose. I wouldn't even say I lose track, but I understand where it's like, okay, we didn't need to go in that direction, because when I have to edit that and then I'm cutting, like, I don't need to say this. I don't need to keep this in the video. So then I'm cutting stuff that, like, I didn't need to say, and now I'm trying to join this thought that I started here with this thought that I kind of continue later on, because somehow I managed to, like, my brain managed to catch up to, like, what I was thinking before, and then put the two back together, and then now the pieces are coming together, and then I'm, like, editing this and it's all choppy, and seeing how I think, it's allowing me a little bit more mindfulness in how I check my brain as it's checking my brain on how I'm thinking and how I'm processing things, and where I'm like, okay, baby, when that moment comes up again, when you feel like I need to add this, I need to include this, I need to go on this tangent, I need to give this backstory, I need to attribute this information to somebody, I need to make sure people know that this is, like, the only reason why I know this is because of it. Like, baby, you don't need, like, The people don't care. The people just want the straight up information, and it's not even about that. Like, baby, just be clear. Just be clear for you, okay? Just be clear so you understand. Especially in the editing process, baby. When you editing, baby, exhausting. So it's just like be able to run your fucking mouth and say what you gotta say. In the words of Kiki Palmer, say what you saying, and let it be. Let just get it out, baby, get it out, and clear it up, make it clear so the people so you understand, so the people understand. But yeah, this like seriously, this process, I'm so glad I'm on it. It is helping me change my brain and change my identity. And I also think another aspect of doing this is that it has not only changed my brain for how I'm like being able to talk a little bit more linear and a little bit more clear, it's changed my brain. The reason, as a matter of fact, the reason why it's changed my brain is because I'm working on one particular book for multiple days. I'm working on one subject for multiple days and kind of stretching this out. So I kind of get to compare day to day on kind of like this pretty much the same kind of like subject matter every day. So I kind of see how my brain is working, how things are going, how I'm thinking, what I'm getting at. And whereas like when I was doing videos before and I'm doing my videos and my content before, it's kind of sporadic, it's all over the place. And I wouldn't even say sporadic all over the place, but it's like there was no real scheduling. No, this is the day I'm gonna select and stick to. So with that process, I didn't really get to, even if I'm like, even if I did one video a week, my like I in editing, I was seeing myself talking about two different subjects. I wouldn't say two different subjects, but like if I'm talking about books in both, but there's two different ways I'm talking. One is a review and one is like a list of books that I'm talking about. And there's like a difference in how my brain is processing things, how I'm sharing information. So I'm not able to compare and contrast and learn some and really understand how I'm working on camera, on film, on like how I'm just not figuring it out. And just being able to talk about this one book and being patient, like the process of just like reading this book one chapter at a time patiently, it's really it's allowing me to be more patient, more focused on really getting into this book, being able to compare and contrast with like every day, like so close together. Like every day I'm putting out a video and I'm seeing myself in different times talking about the same subject matter and kind of like being able to compare and contrast like what's working and what's not and all that stuff. It's allowing me to get better because I'm noticing the patterns, and I'm able to, and I think that's coming up too with the Atomic Habits, is like when you're really kind of like being able to look at yourself day to day, list everything out and look at the patterns, look at what's working and what's not, and you just get better. You know what to cut and you know what to keep. And this process is showing me what to cut and what to keep. I'm happy with my ability to learn from this, changing my brain. I feel like, I guess I feel like my brain is being rewired because I had a great, I don't know, I had a pretty good day today. I mean, I didn't really sleep as much as I could have because maybe I went to sleep so late, and then it's like I had to wake up early because I had like a therapy thing, a psychology thing. So like, like I don't know. I'm still running, not fully, completely on all of the sleep that I could run on, but I still feel good, and I feel good that I pushed myself, even though I'm feeling a little tired now. And I was like, oh, I should take a nap. And then I decided, like, nah, if you real about this, if you really committing to this and you're really about changing, you're gonna get in front of that camera and do this even when you tired, bitch. You fucking tired, hoe. You're gonna do it. You're gonna blood clot do it, hoe. Fuck is you talking about, bitch? You're gonna get to it. Show up. Be the person that shows up. Be the person that shows up for yourself. Be the person that's reliable to yourself. That you're showing that, like, yo, babes, I did it. I did the work. And also, what's helping is being able to just be more, for lack of a better term, streamlined. Just keep it simple, keep it easy. Do your best, but don't overcomplicate the process. Don't overthink it. Just get in front of that camera and say what you gotta say, baby. Say what the fuck you gotta say. And then tomorrow, if you feel like you left something, there's tomorrow, girl. You're gonna get a chance to add even more. Say because there's things that I said today that I didn't say yesterday when I was like I was gonna say it yesterday and it didn't say. And there's probably gonna be stuff that I forgot to say today that I'm gonna say tomorrow. So I yeah. Atomic Habits. I'm grateful to James Clear. Thank you, James Clear. I'm grateful for him sharing this knowledge and in such a digestible way that is it's changing my brain, changing my brain chemistry. Yeah, this is changing my brain. Period. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I am out this bitch like Fleek. Shout out to Peaches. Thank you, girl.